little ritual of releasing and sending beauty and love out into the world. So we'll see what happens. Oh, good, recording. That's great. Okay, so let me start. I'll hear in a minute. Beauty. What beauty moves me to hear, see, taste, touch, smell, and think with more love? Say, what moves me to hear, see, taste, touch, smell, and think with more love? That's like a pretty good question to carry with us forever, huh? And then she tells the story. Because remember, Paula Aira went out, her mother died, she went on a pilgrimage, and she spent time with nuns and lay people, Japanese women, and asked them about their practices and their rituals. And then part of this is she describes what she learned and what she experienced. So she's going to talk us about Naga-san now. Nagai-san, it's her name. Hidden behind her elegance, Nagai-san harbored heart-wrenching loss. During World War II, a time of extreme scarcity and for food and jobs, her two older brothers said they found jobs and left home. A neighbor found them under a bridge. To help the rest of the family eat, they had starved to death. It was very Japanese, the intentionality of it, and you know these things happen. Her parents' deaths had hastened along by outliving two of their five children, Because her parents were no longer there to care for Naga-san's mentally ill elder sister, she was lost to suicide. Naga-san's younger sister had an arranged marriage after her divorce. Back from the honeymoon, she came by to confide in her elder sister that she thought something was off about her new husband. Naga-san counseled her to be patient because marriage involves taking time to adjust to another person's ways. A few days later, detectives came to report that her sister had been murdered by her newlywed husband. Naga-san found herself the only surviving member of a family that had numbered 7. Decades later, she was standing in the Gust gallery of a museum viewing a painting. Gazing at the expression of a mother duck looking back on her brood of 5 swimming in her wake, the years of pain began to melt. 3 of her ducklings huddled in the middle. One adventuresome duckling pressed the boundaries of her wake, poised to generate their own ripples of loving protection. A 5th duckling straggled far in the back, always struggling to keep up, to feel good enough. Naga-san identified with this duckling. She was not alone in wondering if she was not worthy, for the artist portrayed it in living color. Seeing that her kindred spirit duckling was no less loved, Naga-san woke up to the realization that she too had been held in love all the time. She could finally feel, oh, it says a shower of love. It really does say shower. A shower of love. In the way flowers brought her joy, food from the earth gave her nourishment, teachers listened and friends cared. She started seeing love all around her, dispelling the darkness that had haunted her. The love expressed in a painting helped her look beyond her pain and see the world through her heart. I'm going to show you that painting in a minute, but first you need to know the other side. The artist, that's going to bring us to this. Iwasaki Tsunese did not know his paintings would have such power to heal Naga-san. but he intended each of his paintings to be a prayer for healing. Himself a World War II veteran who had seen and undergone tremendous suffering, he approached painting as a healing ritual. He lit incense and chanted scripture before he began painting, praying that his paintings might open bridges to people's hearts. Both his prayers and Nagasan's prayers were answered. Their healing connection, isn't that amazing? Their healing connection through beauty began a stream of healing beauty. It was their sublime association that planted the seed for his stunningly beautiful paintings to be seen well beyond the 5-day exhibit in a Japanese museum, and in fact, manifested this book that is right here with us in this moment. Being present during their meeting, Paula was there with both of them, was a moving blessing in of itself. Propitiously, it grew into my relationship with the artist and evolved into the profound honor of writing Painting Enlightenment, a book devoted to Iwasaki Sensei's healing paintings. Although this story is distinct in its details, it is not uncommon for healing to open new pathways that reverberate in ways beyond and better than what could possibly have been anticipated. I would say one of the ways that I express this is don't make yourself small. I mean, be ordinary, be humble, but each moment and each act ripples across time and space. We just don't know. Don't make the world small. So I'm just going to show you the picture in here, and it's the chapter is Compassion Ripples. How am I held in love? Here's a little. I'll show it to you guys in on the screen in a minute. It's small, but it's a little duckling. This is what changed her whole world. Just standing in front of the painting. I'm going to go down on Friday. It closes on October 15th. The paintings, I can't remember his name. He painted the Obamas at the Dion. Yeah. At the Dion. If you haven't been, everybody says, go let that transform your heart and mind. Here's the little duckling and the mother. We just don't know. I would recommend this incredibly beautiful book. Okay, so I'm going to seed this a little bit more. While hidden behind barricades of our own thoughts, our own karmic impulses, our own comparing this to that and me to you, we become disconnected from others and out of touch with much of the reality around us. This is what we do. This is why the world looks the way it looks. It's like, ay, ay, ay. How could there be such dysfunction in Washington? And study your own mind and heart. Study the seeds of it in our own hearts and minds. That's what we do is we practice. We wake up in the midst of this. Because we don't know what our actions of body, speech, and mind, how it ripples and impacts. Ignoring and denying reality drives away deep love and prevents liberative healing. Beauty's most potent power is to dissolve the obstructions that block your view from the fullness of where you are. In accepting beauty's invitation to open up, your senses, amplified by the senses of the heart, can help stimulate awareness of what matters. There is beauty everywhere, all the time. Beauty lures us to see the love worthiness of all in our midst, to hear the beautiful heart beating under the armor of fear. We'll say that again. To hear the beautiful heart beating under the armor of fear. We all have armors of fear. We're human. We got hurt. We want this, we don't want that, but there's this beating heart. Beauty summons us to open up, connect, and to love. Taking cues from the beauty around you, you can actively beautify your life. The secret ingredient to beautifying anything is to approach whatever you do with love. Approach whatever you do with love. And then when you discover that you're not exactly doing it with love, take a breath and come back and forgive yourself and love that too. And that you just noticed it and then begin again forever. Beautifying can readily be woven into daily cooking, cleaning, and caring. When you engage in daily activities as beauty-making activities, they become healing activities. To beautify, you must lean in, engage, and relate. It means establishing a relationship with your activity. It's not something out there that you are doing to that. It's like it's teaching you and you're teaching it. It's such a profoundly different way of being in the world. You can call it mindfulness, but or you can call it heartfulness, you can call it whatever you want. Beauty enriches everything in its midst. Healing is the activation of all our senses in the service of beauty. It's called being in your body. Being in your body. Here we are. Oh, my knee hurts a little. Oh, I'm a little tired this morning. Oh, I kind of want to be here, but I kind of don't want to be here. Or maybe this thing is going to happen afterwards. It just come back. Okay. Okay, whatever it is. You weren't feeling all these things, you'd be dead. Which is, you will be sooner or later. It is well show up here while you can. Perceiving beauty is a profoundly refined mode of acceptance. Foreseeing beauty involves recognizing the value of something and appreciating its strength and contributions. It can help heighten awareness of our interrelatedness. Seeing that we are an integral part of the world can also awaken us to the beauty in ourselves, a core dimension of healing. When Naga-san looked at the duckling painting, she finally saw herself as loved and as lovable. In allowing herself to be touched with her pain, she related to the painting, she opened her heart, and the healing beauty flowed in. What can I do to harmonize with my deepest self, my community, and the seasons? How can I be here? Harmonizing with others, you feel supported like the wind is at your back. Cooperative connections amplify focus and energy. What we do in Sangha. And the Sangha is the whole world, actually. We model it here. We try to live it. We try to feel it and taste it. But then if we get attached to our own little Sangha and think that those out there that are talking about showers are not part of our own, I mean, there's 100 million different ways that we other. The Sangha is the whole world, and we're helping each other remember that and wake up to it. Listen with curiosity to yourself, to others, to signs of the environment, to the dynamics of the situation. The drone of healing, the drone of suffering, excuse me, the drone of suffering, reverberating throughout our world, begs us to orchestrate healing activities that harmonize with the rhythm of our lives. Begs us. Buddha is begging us. Our own hearts are begging us. The world is begging us. The true nature of everything is love and connection. We know that. Our lives undulate through rough and smooth passages, some passages seeming endless, others all too brief or infrequent. Navigating the currents with a modicum of grace is one aim of healing. Healing is in the way we respond to conditions. There is no end. Don't worry, Bodhisattvas. You're not going to ever run out of opportunities. Conditions will keep unfolding. Here's a final poem. DNA. Endowed with ears to hear the cries of the world, to listen to teachings and singing birds, eyes to see the pain in your eyes, to visualize blissful realms, noses to smell roses and the fragrance of forgiveness. Does the soup need salt? To savor the satisfaction of nourishing? Fingers to tend a wound or play a violin or what's the instrument you play?
Bassoon.
A bassoon, but it's not just a bassoon, it's
Also, a bassoon or contrabassoon.
a bassoon, a contrabassoon, violins, whatever instruments you play. You might get to hear. If you stick around for practice period, we'll see. Arms and legs to carry books and bags and heavy hearts. Hearts of gold to beat in sync with the drums of justice. Minds to think about finances and laundry to expend with the summons of wisdom. Wombs to give birth to forms of love. Wrinkly, smooth, round, angular, dark, light, encoded with Buddha's DNA. What superb vehicles for transporting compassion. Okay. So we in the room are going to be doing something that we're going to be doing for everybody in the room